Hi! Today I wanted to talk about goth hair colors because it's something that really does identify us to people who don't really know what goth is and just know what the aesthetic is. And a lot of people aren't really sure whether they'd want black hair or colorful hair because you see both all the way back as far as the 80s. If you've ever seen that Goths at the BBC documentary on YouTube, which I highly recommend, it's very informative, you see a lot of people with blonde hair, black hair, blue hair, pink hair, any hair you can think of, and they were all goths. And you can have pretty much any colored hair and still be a goth, but some people do like to express the fact that they are goth in an external way, you know, by looking the part as well as loving the music. And I've done both. I've had black hair and I've had every color you can imagine in my hair. So I think that I can offer you some advice on the matter. Everyone here already knows that goth is primarily a music movement, blah blah blah, but it's also a form of self-expression for the people who love the music. And no two goth bands are the same, just like no two goths are the same. So everyone expresses themselves differently. I like the fact that most goths I know have this philosophy of life that who you are on the inside should be expressed on the outside, and it's just so cool because it's proving that dark and black and spooky does not equal bad in any way. But in terms of things like hair that are really obvious and can't be hidden, as well as maybe certain piercings or certain tattoos, it is a little scary to take that plunge. So there's a few ways you can decide whether you want black or colorful hair that I'll walk you through today. And before we get into that, I just want to mention really quick that there are pros and cons of both. A pro of having black hair is that it's very easily identifiable as goth. If you want people to assume you're goth on the surface alone without knowing what bands you like, black hair is a quick way to do it, especially if you're in a position where maybe you can't wear makeup or piercings or have tattoos yet, maybe you're in school still. Black hair is a good quick way to show it off. The con of black hair is it's just black hair. There's nothing else really going on in it. You might have like a blue undertone to it or something, which is cool, and it's beautiful to have black hair, but that's it. It's just black hair. There's nothing else going on with it, so you might get a little bit bored with it. Likewise, pros of having colorful hair is that the possibilities are endless. You have every color you can imagine these days to choose from, and they are all absolutely amazing looking on people. And you can have multiple colors in your hair at the same time and have them match up and look gorgeous and interesting and unique. But the cons, two of them, are one, trying to choose what color or colors you want to put in your hair can take a very long time. Two, you might not know if it's going to look good on you, that color. And three, you might not end up enjoying that color on you once it's actually in your hair. And you need to like go through this process of bleaching your hair first if it's not already blonde before you put the color in. So if you don't like it, it's a pain in the ass. So how do you decide if you want to have black hair or colorful hair as a goth? Well, the first thing I did was I started wearing wigs and or hair extensions. Don't get the cheap Halloween-y ones though. Go to like Arta wigs or Rockstar wigs and actually invest in something that's halfway decent quality. And if you don't want to spend the money on either of them, you think they're too expensive, go on eBay. A lot of people are selling their used wigs and extensions there from those companies. Just make sure it's high enough quality that it looks like real hair. Wear it out and about, wear it for like a week, see how you feel at the end of the week, if you still like it or not, when you take pictures in different lighting and when you see yourself in the mirror. And chances are pretty quickly by doing that you'll decide what you like and what you don't like on yourself. Once you've tried an extension or a wig and you're pretty sure you know if you want to have black hair or colorful hair, the next step is a patch test. Everyone, even people with hair as short as mine, has an area on their head they can do a patch test. Underneath, up underneath, like in this area, is a smart location because you can cover that up easily if it goes wrong. But just, if it's black, just do a quick little tiny black patch, and if it's colorful, do a teeny tiny bleached patch and then put the color over it and see what happens with it over the course of, a few weeks and a few washes. See if it washes out really badly on you and takes on this nasty color, see if it looks right, all that stuff, and see if you react badly to the dyes or not. And a good company to patch test from is Lime Crime. Lime Crime has unicorn hair dye, which are these little pots of hair dye, and they also have these little one-use packets that are great for either doing your roots or doing a patch test with. That's actually what they were made for, is patch tests. There's just enough to do like a few inches of hair and that's it. So pick up one of those. They're really cheap, they're really easy to use, and it's a good way to do a patch test. And now you've gotten to a point where you're ready to dye your hair black or colorful, and you've got the dye in hand, you're looking at yourself in the bathroom mirror and you're about to dye it and you're a little bit nervous and hesitant because you've never done anything like this before. That's okay. A lot of people are a little apprehensive about it. You're changing something huge about your appearance and it will be noticeable. It's okay to be a little anxious about that. What you need to remember is that you hold your own unique form of beauty by having the courage to show the world who you really are on the inside in an external way. And nobody can take that beauty and courage away from you. No amount of jeers and nasty words from people and trolling and cruel words from anyone in the world will ever be enough to destroy who you are as a person. Those people do things like that because they're too cowardly to show who they are on the inside in an external way like you are, and they're angry about it. They're angry that they're cowards and that you have the courage to do what they're afraid to do. So they will do everything in their power to extinguish that flame of yours, but don't let them. Keep letting it burn on you, guys. You are wonderful and perfect just the way that you are. I hope you had fun watching this video, and as always, do something that makes you happy today, no matter what anyone else thinks about it, and I'll see all of you soon.